Passion is a word that you hear absolutely everywhere. It's on drink bottles, food labels. It's been associated with sports for a very long time. I guess the word passion initially came around for the Passion of Christ. So look, I'm not going to get into a religious debate here. What I want to say to you as a leader and as a business owner of what you do in your work is that I believe that looking at the Passion of Christ, that, you know, if you are not congruent with your passions, if you are not living your passions, you will feel sufferance in your life. And if the people that are with you that don't seem to be enjoying it, they're probably not very passionate about what they do, or you as a leader and a business owner haven't really worked out how to tap into their passions. So what I want to share with you in the next 2 or 3 minutes is really some very quick tips that might help you get very congruent with who you are, because leadership is all about you getting very congruent with who you are, and then also working out ways that you can tap into your people's passion. So there are essentially 7 areas of passion. But before I go into that, I want you to really look at this word passion and look at the slide that comes along with it. And really what I've done with this word passion and what we've done at the Passionate People Institute is looked at this word passion and come up with pass, I, on. Pass, I, on. So what you want to do as a leader and a business owner is really leave a piece of yourself behind when you talk about what you do, because you want to tap into the why of what you do. You know, so it's really that you get so inspired, that you are so passionate about what you do, that people want to follow you. We've heard that for years, that leaders are people we want to follow. But when it comes to passion, if you're not passionate about that project, if you're not passionate about why your business runs and what it does, then it's very difficult to tap into, you know, your people. No different to anything else. So really look at this word passion and really look at what is the piece of yourself that you want to leave behind. What is the legacy you want to leave behind? What is it that you want your staff, your clients to be talking about constantly around the bit that your business is really passionate about, because you as a leader and a business owner runs it. So now let's look at the 7 areas. The 7 areas are really around work or business. They really are about family. They're about friends. They're about your health or your body. They're also about your mind. They're about spirituality or the religion or your purpose and how you believe in it. And they're about money and wealth creation. So what you want to do is identify your 7 passions. And you want to identify them not in terms of how you would like to live, but it's about how you live currently. So I want you to almost come up with a hierarchy of it. And the way that we come up with a hierarchy of it is by really writing down in terms of where you spend your time and energy. So you might say, for example, I know when I first did this exercise, I wrote down that my family was my #1 passion. When I looked at the amount of time and energy that I spent on it, my family was not my #1 passion. My work was my #1 passion. And I have learned as a woman and somebody with an ethnic background, and I say this to people constantly, as a leader and business owner, please don't apologise for what you are passionate about. Write down where you spend your time and energy. And where you spend your time and energy is really, we don't do that unless we're passionate about it. Now, we might have a whole things associated with it that's not really working for us, but we want to really tap into and get really clear about what we're passionate about. So you get your top 3 clear. And then as a leader and business owner, what you want to do is then go through that list, and your key influencers, your key managers, or if you want to do this for your whole staff in conjunction with your managers and your team leaders, do that as well, because that is so powerful. Use this very simple tool and work out what people are energetic about. Work out what people, where they spend their time and energy and what they're passionate about. And the key thing as a business owner and leader is not to judge them for it. People are passionate about what they're passionate about. It's very important for you to have your organisational values, very important for you to have your why, but people will always come from what they're passionate about. And your job and your role is to link in what you want them to do into what they love doing. So what you want to do is, if somebody's passionate about their health and they're going to leave work at 5 o'clock and they're going to go to the gym, don't judge them for it. If you want to create a passionate workforce, work out and help them see how work helps them give them money to actually link them into a great membership of a gym, and talk to them about that. If they're really into their family and they leave work on the dot, then talk to them about their family, because that's what they're passionate about, and how to actually link work to doing that. If you have a sales team that's not passionate about money, make some changes. Because if your sales team is not passionate about money, and it's not money for the sake of money, if they're not passionate about money, They're going to be great at building relationships, but they're not going to generate you wealth. So really start to tap into the different roles that you want your people to do, what they're passionate about, where do they spend their time and energy, what do they talk to you about, what do they talk about in staff meetings, what people talk about, they live, they think about, they breathe, are the things that they're passionate about. And it's not often going to be what you're passionate about. So as a business leader and a business owner, you might be really passionate about work and your business, just like I am, but other people in your business may not be. And that's okay. So let's not judge them, let's understand what they do, and let's start understanding the linkages in terms of how to actually have those conversations in the corridor, how to give them feedback, how to coach them, how to mentor them, and actually get them excited about how work feeds into what they actually love doing. And what you'll start to notice is that people will become more productive, people will become more passionate, because they'll start to see that work actually gives them a lot of what they want to do. And if it doesn't, then you want to have a conversation with them around helping them get to somewhere where they're really passionate about. They don't have to stay at your work. And I constantly say to people, if you really don't like what you do, then you don't want to get to your deathbed and actually think about that, oh, I wish I hadn't worked for this company for 8 years. Don't. Get out and help them have that conversation in a nice way and help them find that passion.